Okay. Geraldo,
Yeah.
the streets is asking for it.
What are they asking for?
The streets is asking for my thoughts
Ah, I bit the. God damn it.
on Spark and Zero.
The streets are asking for
The
it.
streets are asking for it.
I,
But the streets are asking.
well, tell them. Tell them how you feel. I recommend making some bullet points so that you know have all your thoughts together if need be.
Nah, nigga, we doing it right now. With a beer.
What a beer! I don't have any beer.
I got it. It's right here.
Do I have any? Fuck. I got the littlest bitty bit of vodka. God damn it.
Better swing that shit because you're in for a bumpy ride.
But oh man.
How do I say this? The game was first designed as a fighting game. It is clearly shown that it was first designed as a fighting game, and then after Akira Toriyama died, they were like, we have to put in more work in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear. It's very clear. It's very clear that the game was originally just designed to be a fighting simulator. You niggas was going to have a bunch of characters, and you was going to fight to your fucking life's content. That was very evident by the character screen UI. That was very evident by the main menu select screen UI. The main menu select screen UI is in engine. Insane, by the way. Just a cop out instead of making like animated anything.
Yeah.
The game.
Ah, shit, ho.
The fighting. I don't hate the fighting, but I don't hate the fighting because it's Storm-esque. I feel like it's a janky ass fighting game system.
Uh-huh.
That is okay because it's an anime fighting game.
You bitch. Right.
Like the comment section will agree with you, but it's okay.
Shit.
Oh
shit.
It is Raging Blast, and everyone didn't like Raging Blast, but now that we finally have a fighting game that is akin to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, that's enough for people, and that's enough for me. That it's enough for people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy you niggas actually like it. I kept saying y'all better like this. I kept saying it.
You did.
And y'all like it. So I'm good, and I don't got nothing else to say about it. I'm good that y'all like it, and it's good. That's not me saying that I'm a fucking pay full price for that horse shit. That's not happening. No, I'm not paying full price for that tech demo of a Dragon Ball Z game. I'm not doing that. It's a cool idea to have the game and play it, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna wait till Black Friday, like any sensible person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna do that for PlayStation Plus because you lost your mind. The game is just as janky as Raging Blast was. If y'all have never watched Raging Blast, if you never watched Raging Blast content or played Raging Blast 2, the video game, it's because you're too fucking young.
Probably.
That's the answer. There's no other answer. You're too fucking young. You don't remember what life was before Ultimate Tenkaichi. You don't remember what life was before Battle of Z. You don't remember what life was before Xenoverse. So you don't have to care. The only thing you remember is what I think Tenkaichi 3. No one even remembers 2. The better game.
You know, I've heard that.
Yeah. I love that you've heard that. Thank you. That's awesome. That's fucking fire, actually. Oh shit, I'm watching him in the corner. He's getting attacked by the queen. It's working though. Oh my god! Oh!
I had to parry it.
Oh. I didn't know what that was, boy. I thought it was the demon. I thought it was over. But
ho.
Do I think the game's probably gonna sell like 2 million in the first day? Probably. It's got like the most pre-orders of any game ever. Apparently, it's ridiculous. Which I think is very disappointing. I think Bandai Namco is going to think that they got a lot of money and that they earned it.
Oh, that was a good pair. But right.
They didn't fucking earn it. They just lived off of Akira Toriyama's legacy and capitalized on his end. God rest his soul.
Honestly, I don't even think they really capitalized on it like that. Like, because the thing is, the game had already been in development, unless they killed him.
The game has been now. Hold on. Let's talk about it. That game has been in development. Geraldo, do you know how long that game has been in development?
Since either before or like right after the Broly movie, I'm sure.
That game has been in development for 5 years.
Did they say 5?
I looked it up.
You looked it up?
I looked it up because I wanted to know. I wanted to know the dev cycle of this game. I wanted to know when this game was mentally thought of, and they decided they were going to put developers working on it. And it was 5 years ago. 5 years for them to take Raging Blast, put a bunch of shit around it, and say we're done. 5 years for them to make a bunch of cutscenes that are just slideshows. 5 years for them to make a bunch of side missions that just exist as the game. Oh my god, look at all these what ifs. You mean the only things people wanted from all of the games? Everyone wanted nothing but what ifs from all of the games, and you decided to put it in the story mode. 5 years! To put that in perspective, where's my phone? Let's get active. To put that in perspective.
Damn.
How long did The Last of Us 2 make?
I'll never
Wow.
that.
According to documents published by Sony Entertainment, The Last of Us 2 took 70 months to make.
Damn. How long is that?
That's 70 months is 5.5 years, or 5.87 or 5.84 years.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's normal.
In 5.84 years, almost 6 years, we got The Last of Us 2.
Okay.
And in 5 years, flats, we got Sparking Zero. I feel like I shouldn't have to say more, but I'm going to explain it. Okay, so let me have to explain it because niggas don't. Not niggas you. Niggas who are currently listening to this and think that it's not going to happen. Let me talk to them. Let me talk to you.
I might be niggas. Go ahead.
Let me talk to you niggas real quick. As we all know, in-game anything is a shortcut for the developers to not have to actually make cutscenes. To not actually have to animate cutscenes and do things with that. You don't have to do that because the engine is there. What does that mean when the engine is there? You could just put figures in there and let them move and do what they do. It's basically stop motion. It's not stop motion animation. It's basically a variant of Devil Artemis animation, but at an easier portion. For instance, when we were playing Spider-Man 2, there is a portion in time where you can watch Peter yelling at Harry while Mary Jane is in the room. That cutscene looks shittier than the cutscene that's directly after it, where Peter is talking to Norman Osborn. Because there is no in-engine like figure of Norman Osborn, so they cannot make an in-engine cutscene of Norman Osborn. They had to animate a cutscene with him in it. That's why it looks better. You do in-engine simply just to put figures in something. If you animate the figures doing something, then they look like that. And it looks cool, but it's a shortcut to animation. You don't have to put in as much work as actually drawing whatever's happening and then animating it to look like what it needs to look like.
Okay.
The entire main menu is that. The entire main menu. What the fuck? The entire main... If you look on the main menu of Sparking Zero, wherever Goku is sitting around with all of his friends and Goten and Trunks and everything, you can look at Vegeta Dino stancing in the corner.
Dino stancing? Jesus.
The niggas who know Rhyme Style will get that reference. But yes, you will see him just in the corner. What is going on, everybody? Rhyme Style here. Just standing there. Looking like a fucking goofy. And that is the issue. The fact that the game was done with less work. We look at the story mode. The story mode is cutscenes. The story mode is actual like clips. And not clips like from an anime or something like that. Because we already know a video game that does that because they already own the license to it. So why wouldn't they do that, right? And it would just make their life a little easier, and they don't have to animate anything. No, Storm.
Long.
But because this game was the last anime game that they could have made before people decided to give up on anime games, because all of the anime games before this one were going down the duker. They decided that we were going to put in all the fucking effort and do this. Yes, they animated the freeze frames. They're still freeze frames.
I'm about to say, yeah, those freeze frames are whack. Like, it's like, oh my god, that freeze frame looks cool. I wish there were more of those, and they all, came back to back in rapid succession to create an entire animation. That'd be nice.
What the fuck do I know? I'm just a nigga, alright. And again, these are just portions of the video game that make the video game a video game. Now, while we're fighting, right?
Okay.
What makes this game make me say that it reminds me of Storm in a concept is that Storm had jank. Storm had jank and it was bullshit. And you were just like, why am I here for this? But the jank and the bullshit later that we saw in Storm Connections, they later considered gimmicks of the anime. So they thought that they were clear. Bandai Namco thought that they were clear, and they thought everything was okay. They thought everything was good because it's okay for the Raikage to have an unblockable jutsu because he's an unblockable person. They thought it was okay for every jutsu to be invincible. The problem with these concepts were just the community. The community, and then the time at which they did it. They released Storm Connections in November. Directly after the end of November, when they did that, they went on vacation. In Japan, it's a holiday. You don't work the entire month of December. They didn't know their game was on fire until January 1st.
Stop it.
I'm serious. They didn't even know.
Stop. That's
they
funny.
didn't know.
That's fucking hilarious.
They didn't even know the game was on fire until January 1st. So, what was the next choice that they made? They said, we're going to release this motherfucker mid-October where everybody's at work and at school and pissed off and angry, and they're going to want something that makes them happier. Which, weirdly enough, I've noticed everybody was pissed off and angry all week today before this game came out, but whatever. The point is, do I think the game is bad? I think the game is poorly made. I think the game is poorly made. I think the game was poorly made, and I think when Akira Toriyama abruptly died, they decided to ramp up production on the game, and that's why all the effects look so extra. That's why there's so much shit on the screen. Because aside from everything else that is the base storyline of the game, that is the character select screen of the game, everything in the game, like, that you would have started off playing a game, like, that you would have started off playing a fighting game, is pretty bare bones and kind of ass.
Mm-hmm.
And the only things that are super different and super, like, oh my god, look how crazy this looks, are, like, the effects.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the animations for a lot of the game don't even hit for real.
Speak on it.
Dragon Fist Explosion doesn't explode, and I was sad.
I'm about to say Tenkaichi 3, like, from like a cinematic perspective, like in game with like supers and shit, that game is way cooler. It's got all the impact, it's got all the cool flippy dippies, shit's popping.
I realistically feel like this game, I can't say would be better. I think this game would be less shitty in a couple months. I think the only reason people don't think it's bad is because it's Dragon Ball, and it's literally the last anime game that people were banking on.
Yeah.
Also, for some weird reason, this anime game is super mega mainstream. Why do all of y'all want to play this?
That shit was insane. That shit is crazy.
Why
it had more like players than like fighters.
It had more players than Call of Duty.
Like double. Had more pre-orders than Call of Duty. I was like, bro, you remember back in the day going like, I remember back in the day when November and shit came around. They were like a new Dragon Ball game was coming out, and I was like, I want that Dragon Ball game. But then you go to GameStop and it's like, are you ready for Call of Duty?
Like, for real? How the fuck did we get here? How did y'all suddenly all just love Dragon Ball? Did everyone just remember how much Akira Toriyama was the GOAT? God rest his soul. Rest in power, King.
The only thing I can think of is that there's just a lot more Dragon Ball fans now.
Which is weird to me, because Dragon Ball Super was pretty gas. Every time I think about how shit Dragon Ball Super was, I go back to look at it and I be like, that shit was gas.
Like, there are children, right, who have only seen Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I don't like that. I think that makes my ass itch. I don't like that.
And that shit came out in like, when we were in middle school. So, over time, just more Dragon Ball fans have come into existence.
Good for Dragon Ball.
That's still a lot of fucking fans, though. When you think about how long Call of Duty's been in the game, but I mean, when was the last good Call of Duty? As far as people are concerned.
I think that's what it is. I think everyone simultaneously felt super fucking shitty. And they wanted something. And then here we are with Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. But that leads me to another thing, right? That leads me to another, like, you know, like, obviously nostalgia, yada yada. And niggas like, I remember Tenkaichi, da 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 da. And you know, they're trying to like wipe Raging Blast off the face of the history books.
At this point, like, for real.
I guess what they're like, nigga, you haven't played a Tenkaichi since Tenkaichi 3. The last Tenkaichi that ever existed. Isn't that crazy?
Like, nigga, didn't Raging Blast 2 exist for like 4 years after? Okay.
Shut up!
Shut up!
But also another thing, that was definitely during the Dragon Ball game Apocalypse, and a lot of people didn't play Raging Blast, so a lot of niggas might have got Tenkaichi 3 and that was it. To be fair.
Speak on the Dragon Ball Z game Apocalypse. Them niggas don't remember. Them niggas don't remember Ultimate Tenkaichi because they only remember being like, why are Dragon Ball games trash? They only remember being like, Naruto games are awesome. And then the only Naruto game they remember being awesome is Storm 4. Or
That's
Storm
funny.
3.
I haven't heard anybody bring up Storm 3. I've never been
only
like waltzing
nerds
around
do.
the world and people go like, oh man, you know what Storm was the greatest? Storm 3. I feel like I said that, or rather, I was talking to Q, and I was like, I remember liking Storm 3.
Yeah, nerds only say that. Like us, we say that because we like Storm 3, because we like the story mode,
But
and
like
we like
I
playing the
wouldn't
game.
go back to Storm 3. Yeah, I don't think I'll go back to it.
Fuck no, anybody doing that? Anybody got time for that?
But so basically from like the marketing's perspective and like the nostalgic perspective, we'll say it's been X amount of years since Tenkaichi 3, and now the fourth one is coming out. Get hype.
Raging Blast 4.7 remix. I can't stand you niggas, bro. I can't stand you niggas, bro. I can't stand you niggas, bro. You niggas really never played Raging Blast, and you gonna look at me and be like, this game's so hard. It's the same fucking game. And you know what makes me the maddest about it? Is that everyone here keeps saying, it's the next Tenkaichi game, it's the next Tenkaichi game, it's the next Tenkaichi game. I'll beat your ass, you tell me it's the next Tenkaichi game. It's not.
It's not.
It's the spiritual successor to the next Tenkaichi game. You want to know how I know it's not the next Tenkaichi game? Because we we physically don't have the same files to remake Tenkaichi. They don't exist. We lost them. Blame PlayStation.
It don't. That's why Raging Blast fucking exists with like no characters in it. Hey yo, I was thinking about that shit earlier today. Whatever Bandai was on, they had too many Dragon Ball games like in development at the same time at that point. It was kind of crazy.
I'm about to freak out. Why do you just fucking get it?
Because I was there.
Because he was there when it was written. Because he was there when it was written. Why do I feel like we are Aslan? Fuck are we talking about?
Maybe this was enough vodka.
Damn.
But
definitely wasn't enough beer. I feel great. Danny, how you feel?
Danny, how you feel? Wait, are we on stream?
You don't know that song? Oh, that's so sad. No, we're not on stream. I was gonna record this and then just post it. Or edit it, chop it up, figure it out.
I got you.
You don't know that song?
No.
Danny, how you feel? I feel great.
I don't think so.
He's just in the corner fucked up. I feel great. Lebo, how you feel? Just like $1 million, Danny.
Also, that's why we never got a fucking a Tenkaichi HD collection.
Oh.
Because if they had them original game files, that bitch would have been out. Because they definitely came out with the Budokai HD collection, even though they asked to, which I was mad about. But they physically could not come out with the game again.
Cause it didn't fucking exist. Oh shit! I knocked over something.
Oh, damn.
If you don't believe me, look it the fuck up. Google it. Let's talk about it, chat. Let's talk about it. You think I hate on this because I fucking want to? No, I hate on this because I love this shit and I want it to be the best that it should be, but it ain't. And let's talk about it.
But also, right? I gotta say, this is the first version of a new game, essentially. So it'll probably be better. I would like to think that in a couple years it'll be way better than this, at least gameplay wise.
I would like to think that too. I think it will be. I think this game will actually survive a couple years.
Yeah, I wanted, man. You know what? I really wanted to get another version. Burning Blood.
Yeah.
Because that first version was definitely kind of rough, but it was like, damn. I feel like we could have had something if we got like 2 more versions, like any Dragon Ball game did.
Yeah, they don't care about One Piece games.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Nobody gives a fuck about One Piece game.
But we've said our piece, chat. Well, I've said my piece, and Geraldo has helped me. Yeah. If you got something to say, say it in chat. If not, fight me.
If not, fight me is crazy.
Hey.
Find me. Engage me in combat, bitch.
Bitch.
Do it. What time is it? No.
Damn, that was 20 minutes of rant.
That's damn.
That was
Short
20
minutes.
That was